Are you interested in self-development but find that you just don't have the extra time to do things like yoga and meditation and going to the gym and journaling and attending seminars and so forth? What I'm going to share with you in this video I call micro practices, and these are powerful things that you can do in the course of your everyday life just as it is. If this sounds interesting, please stick with me. I'm going to explain this and share with you 5 different micro practices that you can do. Hello, my name is Michael Dewan-Herrick. I'm a psychotherapist and a life coach with decades of experience, both personal and professional. And I've noticed for myself and for the people I work with that it can be very difficult to find extra time to do the things that seem important for personal development. We can be very busy. And so I've given it a lot of thought and come up with what I'm calling micro practices. To start with this, I'd like to invite you to reflect on your day and visualize yourself getting up in the morning. From the moment your alarm goes off or your eyes open, what happens next? I've written a brief list of the things that seem to me like they're part of most of our days. We get out of bed, we take a shower, brush our teeth, get dressed, eat meals, walk from place to place, see and communicate with certain people, drive or take public transportation, wash dishes and do laundry, walk up and down stairs, hug and kiss our partners. It may be that your days are not routine, but there are elements to each day that are there, regardless of what else is going on. And these routine things that we do are the opportunities to practice micro practices. Each of these mundane activities provides an opportunity to cultivate our presence and clarify our intention. Whether we're brushing our teeth or driving our car or walking along the sidewalk, the first step is to cultivate some mindfulness. And this starts with feeling the ground under our feet or under our bottom. Connect to the earth. And then it means to expand our sensory awareness to the world around us. Notice what is around us. Instead of being preoccupied in here, we bring our attention out to the world. We also can notice, however, just notice our thoughts. It means noticing our thoughts without going with them or chasing them or cultivating them. It's just being present, grounded, alert, aware, relaxed. That's the start. If you're preparing or eating food, it starts with noticing the color and the texture and the smell and the taste of the food. Maybe when you're handling it as you're preparing it, or when you're chewing it, you're swallowing it, it's just bringing that awareness to your immediate sensory experience. Or if you're taking a shower, it's really feeling the hot water, the slipperiness of the soap, the texture of whatever you're using to scrub your skin. If you're walking along a city street, then it's to notice the buildings around you, notice the sky above you, notice the smells, the sounds. Expand your awareness into the actual material in your environment. And as I say repeatedly in many of my other videos, there's 4 areas that we can bring our attention to. Our body, the sensations of our body, the movements of our body, our mind, meaning our thoughts and our mood. Relationships, that's whoever happens to be around, whoever we happen to be communicating with, or whoever's in the room, and the environment, and that's the world around us. That's the starting point. Basic mindfulness. That's the foundation. But now I want to build on this. Informal mindfulness practices are powerful in themselves, but what I'm suggesting is that we can start there and then add something on top of it. Now I want to share with you 5 micro practices. There are limitless numbers of micro practices that I could tell you about, or you could invent yourself, but I'm going to just offer 5. The first one, I'd call it a relationship micro practice. And this is for those of you who may live with a partner and you see them every day. You greet them, you say goodbye to them, and it may be that you kiss or hug. If you don't kiss or hug, then maybe this is something you could start to do. But if you're already a tactile person in a tactile relationship, maybe you do hug and kiss. What's possible, though, especially over time, is that these little events can become so routine and so automatic and so ritualized that we're barely present. We just go through the motions. And while that may be better than nothing, it could be a lot better. So how to make it better, which I would suggest will do just a little something to put some energy in the relationship, is that you start with, you see your partner, you flash on this sense of presence, and then you approach your partner and you look them in the eyes. And you take a moment to just really be present with them. And if you're kissing them, then give them a meaningful kiss. Bring a little passion to it. I've heard it said that these kinds of kisses should be at least 6 seconds. So maybe a little longer. So maybe I'm cheating, and there's going to be a few seconds here that you're going to have to carve out. I think you can handle it. Make that kiss like the first and last kiss you're ever going to have with your partner. Make it real. And when there's a hug involved, feel the warmth between your bodies. Feel the sense of energy flowing both ways. Linger with it. Make it significant. Not just a hollow ritual that you do to demonstrate something that you're not actually feeling. Feel it. This is the micro practice of kissing and hugging your partner. Very simple, but try it. If you don't do this, try it. I think you're going to find it matters. This next micro practice I call mirror practice. And for most of us, in the course of an ordinary day, we will spend some time standing in front of a mirror looking at ourselves, whether it's to shave or comb our hair or brush our teeth or wash our face. But we're looking at ourselves. Maybe we're looking at our clothing to see how we look that day. Putting on makeup, for instance. This is an opportunity. What I'd suggest is that you drop this idea of judging yourself for how you look, whether you look good enough that day. Just drop those judgments for a minute and look at yourself as if you're looking at a dear friend, somebody that you really care about. And just gaze on yourself with that in mind. And think of something that you appreciate about that friend, i.e. yourself. Something you like and appreciate about that person. You can think that to yourself, or even better, you can say it out loud. What I appreciate about you is, and say something. Then you can think further about something you could do for that person. Again, you, that day. Something that would be supportive of them, something that would help them in their day. It doesn't have to be something big, and you can declare that. Today I will. And it may be something as simple as, today I will notice when you do things well, or when you get things right, and I will acknowledge that. This doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be a kind of a precious ceremony. It's a simple moment of kindness and friendliness toward yourself, communicating to yourself and carrying that intention into the day. Oh, something I could add to that, something that I do. You can think I'm silly, I don't care. I give myself a little Zen bow. Or you could just, some kind of gesture of respect and appreciation to that person in the mirror. Maybe you have your own way to do that. Maybe you just wave. But you can tack that onto the practice. Just a little gesture of respect toward yourself. The next micro practice that I want to talk about, I call shower practice. Most of us take showers on a regular basis, if not daily. Maybe some of you take a bath. This is a shower practice. It could be adapted for the bath as well. But we've taken thousands and thousands of showers in our lives, and we know how to do it. We can do it on automatic pilot. We don't have to think about it. This frees our mind to dwell on yesterday's mistakes and the catastrophes that we're afraid may befall us today. Anyway, our mind wanders, and we're not really present. We can shampoo our hair and scrub our bodies and do all of it, conditioner and everything, without giving it a thought at all. So the first step, again, is mindfulness, is to be present, to feel the water, to feel the soap, and to be present in the shower, grounded. Then you can add a visualization. And what I've done is imagine that my stress and tension, if I'm feeling shame or some other weighty emotion, then I imagine that it's a green slime covering my body. And when the hot water hits it, it begins to melt. Melt that green slime, green sticky slime. As I scrub, or as you scrub, if you're doing this, imagine that you're loosening that further, dissolving it further. And as the water pours down and wipes the soap and everything off of your body, you imagine that that green slime is just going down. It's going down to the floor of the shower, and it's going down the drain, and you can feel it. Just feel a sense of all of that tension and worry and stress melting away from your body and watching it just drain out through the shower. Again, this takes no additional time, and it's something you could do every day. And instead of what's probably a time that you might spend dwelling on things that aren't very helpful, the next micro practice I call walking practice. Most of us walk every day. If we get out of bed at all, we're probably going to do some walking. For those of you who don't walk, maybe you're in wheelchairs, you could adapt this for that. But we walk to the store, we walk to the bus stop, we walk to other public transportation, we walk to a neighbor's house, we walk around in our own house. We do some walking. And what we can do with this is start again with basic mindfulness. And there is actually a formal walking meditation practice that we can borrow from, in which the first thing is to bring our awareness to our feet on the ground. And as we take each step, it's heel, sole, toe. That your foot kind of rocks like that. And with each step, you bring your awareness, your attention to the sensations on your heel, your sole, and your toe with each step. And then that's the grounding part. And then you bring, again, your awareness up to the environment around you. And you can notice whatever thoughts are going on as well. So that's the basic mindfulness part of it. The additional part is a visualization. My suggestion for this one is that with each step, you visualize your goals, or even a feeling of aspiring to something. You're moving towards something that is good. And with each step, you feel a sense of purpose, a sense of energy, and a sense of progress toward that goal, toward that end. If it can be specific, that's great. You're not literally walking toward that goal, right? I acknowledge that. This is not going to get you there. But it can cultivate that sense, that feeling that you're moving purposefully with energy. And each step is bringing you closer. And it may quite literally be true. And again, we can walk on automatic pilot. we can navigate, we can avoid running into cars or running into people without really paying attention to very much at all while we're stuck in our heads. This is a way to be mindful, but also cultivate that sense of purposeful movement toward a desirable goal. The fifth and last micro practice that I'm going to offer in this video, although if I get comments and you want to hear more, I'll make another video and make some more micro practices. But this last one I call waiting practice. And I think this is one that we could all use. I've noticed over the years with the rise of the mobile phone that we're all immediately entertained wherever we go. If we're in a doctor's office or standing in a checkout lane or wherever we are, if we have to do some waiting, maybe we're just sitting on a bus and we're waiting to get to our destination, we whip out our phones or our tablets, we play a game, we exchange an email, we do something to keep our mind humming along. So in this practice, the first step is don't take anything out. Allow yourself to be bored. Allow yourself to just be in that moment without doing anything. And again, ground, bring your attention to your environment and just notice. Notice what's happening around you. The other thing you can bring your attention to is your breath. Your in-breath, your out-breath. You might just do that much. You're letting yourself be bored. And if you're really alert, if you're noticing the world around you, we might be able to train ourselves to be interested in more subtle and slower moving things and not actually be bored, but we'll call it boredom for now. Letting yourself be bored, bringing your attention to your breath. And here's a further thing that you can do with your breath. On your out breath, imagine, like the visualization in the shower of the green slime, imagine that you're releasing tension, any kind of restlessness or impatience that you're feeling about the fact that you have to be waiting. You're breathing it out. There's nothing you can do anyway, right? You have to wait. So you can breathe out that anxious feeling. On the in-breath, breathe in something that feels refreshing, that feels energizing, that feels wholesome. Out with the impatience and the anxiety and the tension. In with the sense that you're fine. You're fine just as you are, and waiting is not a problem. We have to wait a lot. I don't know if it's something that happens to all of us every day, but it's routine enough that perhaps you'll find this practice useful for you. These are just 5 possible micro practices among limitless number of possibilities. Perhaps you can invent your own. That'd be great. I think that on a neurological level, what these practices do is they activate and they strengthen certain neural circuitry, certain synaptic connections that are more positive, more constructive, more helpful than the ones that we often activate during the course of routine activities. The habitual ways that we engage our mind and our attention that tend to promote anxiety, depression, all kinds of things. So if we can use these opportunities and are built into our everyday life to activate these different neural circuits, I think it's a good thing. And something I haven't said yet, but it is important, repetition. You might haul off and try one of these one time and go, well, that was interesting. What I'd say is do it many times. Persist at it. Do it regularly. Every day if possible. Remember, it's not taking any extra time. You may do that, do one for a while, and then you may pick up another one and try another one. Maybe you have a couple going at the same time. What I'd say is stick with it. Have it be repetitive until you get some sense that it's beginning to activate something in you. Stick with it. So good luck. May your practice be fruitful. If you've liked this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend, leave me a comment, and until next time, be well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.